All right.
Hey friends, thank you guys so much for being here. I am Andy Teeter. I'm some of you guys superstar director, and my lovely friends here might be your superstar director, not me. I am lucky enough to be consider these people friends. I love my job. I love my friends, and I'm glad that you guys are taking the time to show up because I always say, many of us always say, you have to show up to go up, right? So showing up, whether it's Zoom or in person, guess what? Reunion registration open. Guys, I know that some of you will have emergencies. Some of you are having surgeries that you cannot change the date. I understand some of you cannot show up no matter what. This is for the people that, like my team, are messaging me, and I want you to hear my heart. I, whenever I feel like I need to fill my cup, and I'm feeling like burnout, and I'm just like, oh, I need something to reinvigorate me. When I go to a Scentsy event, it lets me know I'm in the right place every time. Virtual's great, but virtual's for people that have emergencies. You guys, we will stuff you in a hotel room with 10 other people and feed you peanut butter and jellies if we have to, because all of us have done that at one point in our businesses. Going to this event in person will seriously, it'll give you what you need. So if you're looking for that one thing, register. I know that some of you are sitting there right now and you're like, my husband can't go. He's the person I count on. I don't want to travel alone. We've all been there. Trust me, I have the worst panic attacks in the world, and I hated to think of traveling alone. But guys, I did it scared, and it wasn't really that scary after I did it. And I felt so proud of myself, and I was so glad to be there around other people that love Scentsy as much as me and see how awesome home office was and meet all these new friends. Please register. I can't say that enough. Real quick before I introduce Sydney, I've been thinking about something this week, and I just wanted to mention it just really quick. And I wanted to talk about distractions because there are a lot of distractions in our life, right? We have our family. Some of us are crazy busy running around, having 8 kids, having parents we take care of, having all these things in life, and we let it get in the way, right? I am asking you guys not to make Scentsy a priority over everything else. I would never ask you to do that because I don't do that. Okay. My family comes first. But Scentsy is a priority. Okay. The grass is greener where you water it. Everything else can look, all these other distractions can look so fun, right? Like we've been with Scentsy for a while and we're like, man, this person's making this look so much fun over here. It's gonna be fun where you make it fun, okay? I know I'm in the right place, and I hope that you guys feel that in your heart. And if you don't, reach out to one of us. I will tell you you're in the right place. You are in the right place. And I don't want all of these distractions in the world to bother you and get you down because I am here to tell you that we have an exciting year ahead of us. I am excited. I am here. My friends are here for a reason because we believe in Scentsy, okay? And I just want to remind you of that. It makes Scentsy a priority. It doesn't mean it has to be the priority, okay? We don't want you to get burnt out. We want you to put your family first, God first, whatever comes first in your life. We want you to do that, but just make Scentsy a priority too. I hope that makes sense. I just wanted to share that. But without further ado, Sydney Kuntz is here from home office. She is a senior manager of consultant development and training, and she is here to talk to us. And I'm so thankful. Thank you, Sydney, for being here and taking your time to come talk to us. Take it away, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm sorry my video feed is a little dark. There was one room available for this time slot and the lights keep shutting off. So apparently I'm not supposed to be in the room, but that's okay. We will make it work. I'm so excited to talk to you guys today about one of my favorite topics, which is all about growing your team. And to start off, I would love for you guys to drop in the chat, like, when did you first hear about Scentsy? Like, do you remember that moment when you first heard about it? For me, it was way back in 2006. So Scentsy was a baby, 2 years old, and someone had brought a basket party to the workplace that I worked at the time. And I was like, what in the heck is that? And I just remember it was such a foreign concept, but I was a total candle lover. And when I heard about what Scentsy was, I was so intrigued. And I started off not being a customer first, but a host. I was like, hey, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to host because I want to tell everybody about this anyway. And then that led to me being a consultant. So I was a Scentsy consultant for quite a while. Gosh, before when, like I said, when Scentsy was a little baby, before I came to work for home office. So um, been loving Scentsy for a very, very long time. And I can see in the chat that for many of you as well. I love hearing your stories about the different ways that you were introduced to Scentsy. So today I want to talk about how you can grow your team, how you can introduce Scentsy to people that you interact with and that you love and start to build and grow a team. Maybe you're also in a position where you're rebuilding, and that's not uncommon. If you are in that place where you're like, I had a team and now I don't, and I'm rebuilding, you know what? That is a very natural part of this type of business. So I don't want you to feel bad about that. I once heard, I don't know if you guys know who Sarah Robbins is, but she was a top seller with Rodan and Fields before they went affiliate. But I remember her once say, someone asked her how she achieved her level of success. And she said, I just kept building my team. I just kept building a team over and over and over and over again. So even someone who has had the kind of success that she has had in this industry, she's had to rebuild as well. So if that's the situation that you're in, please don't feel bad about that. This is a very natural part of the business. And if you're newer and you're still building your first team, welcome, you're in the right place. So I really want to talk about how to grow your team the right way, because there are a lot of ways that you can go about recruiting, but I truly believe in a relationship first approach, because I truly, truly believe that people buy from and also join people that they know, like, and trust. You've probably heard that before, right? It is absolutely critical when you are building a team. So the relationship first recruiting approach is different from what I would call like the traditional cold approach to recruiting, where you just kind of message people out of the blue, or you post, join my team, or you do kind of ads for that. That type of approach tends to fail most of the time. Occasionally, you'll have someone join out of the blue, but for the most, not as a successful of an approach as the relationship first approach is. And there's several reasons for that. One, it just feels really transactional. It's not personal. It just doesn't feel good. Have you ever gotten a message from someone out of the blue? Hey, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And you don't hardly even know who this person is. They haven't established a relationship with you at all. It feels really salesy. It feels like you were just a name on a list and you're just getting the same copy paste message that everyone else is getting. People don't want to feel like they're being recruited just to help you out, or to earn a bonus, or to achieve a goal, or just because you happen to end up on someone's list. Okay, so that's one of the main reasons why that approach doesn't work. It also lacks trust. Direct sales is a relationship business. I know you guys have heard that before. And trust is part of that relationship, and it takes time to build. So if this person that you're trying to recruit has never bought from you, they've never hosted a party, they've never really had any interactions with you, they have no reason to trust you. Why would they want to be on your team? Right? You're just creating a situation where you're making them even more skeptical than they probably already are, and it's probably pushing them away. So it can come across as feeling really desperate and really spammy, and no one likes to get those types of messages. It also attracts the wrong people. So even if you get them to join, they might not be joining for the right reasons. When someone joins without having an interest in the products or the business opportunity, they might sign up, especially if there's a host deal going or a join deal going on, but they probably won't ever actually work the business. And then you're frustrated because you thought you got a new team member and they're not doing anything. So the best team members are those that are already excited about Scentsy. And so that starts off by them being a customer and potentially even a host. So you want to follow a process for recruiting that also takes into account the natural buying process. And that is, there's a natural progression for people. So it starts with awareness, and then from awareness, they move to interest. And then from interest, they have some experience with the products, the company, with you, and then they make a decision. So when you don't follow that natural process and you jump right to them not knowing you to wanting them to join your team, you're skipping all of that natural process that they need to go through. And so it doesn't really lend itself to a nice relationship building process that leads to them being a part of your team. A better approach is to nurture relationships. You want them to fall in love with the process, then invite them into the opportunity when the time is right. Relationship, relationship, relationship. You got it. Okay, so instead of chasing people and cold reaching out to people, you're going to focus on attracting the right ones by serving, engaging, and building trust. So when you do that, your recruiting efforts are going to feel a lot more natural. And I won't say effortless because there is still going to be some effort involved, but it will definitely feel a lot easier and a lot more natural. So let's talk about how to do that. Okay, so step number one is you want to start by building a solid base of happy customers. So the foundation of successful recruiting really starts with creating loyal customers who genuinely love Scentsy. Now, I know at the four world tour stops that I was at, we asked the question, who joined before they ever even tried the products. There's always a few of those people. Okay, there was probably like 4 or 5 that stood up at each location that I was at. So there are some exceptions to this, but most of the time, people start with having a genuine love for our products, our company, and you. And when they have a great experience with our products and with you as their consultant, that's going to naturally open them up to more of the desire, I should say, to wanting to host for you and then eventually join your team. So you want to not just post on social media, you want to incorporate some personal outreach as part of what you do as a consultant. Okay, again, you want to build those relationships. So that personal connection is so critical to those long-term relationships. So instead of just posting about whatever, posting about your business and then hoping that people comment and hoping that people will eventually want to be part of your team, you want to be the one reaching out and being proactive about that. Not asking for sales necessarily, but interacting with people that you have connected to on social media. So, for example, instead of just saying like, "Hey, do you want to try Scentsy? Do you want to buy this? I have this warmer I think you would love. Do you want to buy it?" You start with the relationship first. So, "Hey, I saw you just got a new puppy. So cute," right? Start with a conversation, show some genuine interest in their do that a few times, reach out, have a conversation with them, and then you could introduce Scentsy in a way that isn't salesy. So you might say something like, "By the way, we have a wax bar that's called the Isle of Clover." So I don't know if you guys have smelled this one. And it totally reminds me of springtime walks with my dog because it has like a hint of grass in it, in the scent. And then you could say something like, "I thought of you and your new puppy. Could I possibly send you a sample of that?" So you're not asking for a sale, you're offering to send them a sample as a result of that relationship. So you don't ever want to not invite them to try Scentsy, right? But you want to do the relationship first. So it's just kind of flipping that a little bit. I love it. Add to cart. Yes. And when you do it this way, you're actually doing 2 things. One, you're showing them that you actually know that person and that you're not just trying to sell them. And you're offering value, this free sample, instead of asking them to buy right out of the gate. So there's still Scentsy involved in the conversation, and you want to move naturally to that level, but you're not starting with that right out of the gate. So that's something that you can do as well. Another thing with your customers is, offer personal recommendations and follow-ups after they do start buying from you. Once you have them as a loyal customer, make sure that you're taking really good care of them and you're following up with them. Listen to what they like, make suggestions. And I know these are things that you're already doing, but I'm curious if you've ever thought about how these have that connection to your recruiting efforts as well. Because I truly believe that the most likely people to join your team are going to come from your customer base and your host base, which we're going to talk about next. So your follow-up and the way that you care for your customers is going to be very, very important to your recruiting efforts. So follow up with them after they receive their order, spoil them, make them feel special. Make sure that your follow-ups and your reach outs are personalized, right? Talking about the scents that they ordered, talking about the products that they ordered. When they're too generic, your customers are going to detect that, and they're going to know that, there's probably 20 other people that are getting that same message today. So take that extra time to really personalize your follow-up and make sure that they love their products, make sure that you care about them and that they're happy with the products that they're getting. Make them feel special. There's lots of fun things that you guys could do with your VIP people. So I would love, drop in the chat. What do you do with your VIP people, whether you have them in a group or whether you just think of them as your VIP customers? How do you make them feel special? What are some of the fun things that you guys do? I've heard of people having like a scent of the month sample club, so special sample perks for VIPs. Finding out things first, getting first dibs on specials and things like that. Maybe some fun giveaways, where they can earn some prizes. Favorite retired bars. Yeah, that's a great one. Um, Interacted with them about their personal life. Absolutely. Happy Mail. Yeah, get first dibs on samples and get announcements first. Absolutely. That really makes them feel special, right? Sample specials, interactive daily posts, do a drawing. Yes, love that. All of that stuff makes them really, truly feel like a VIP. And that's going to make them excited and look forward to their next order. Now, why does this matter for recruiting? Well, again, customers who feel valued and connected to you, first of all, they're going to become repeat buyers. And then if they're a repeat buyer, that is going to naturally lead into them wanting to be a host for you, or at least you feeling like you can invite them to be a host, right? Because they love Scentsy and they probably want all of the Scentsy. So you can help them save some money by getting some of that Scentsy for free. And so that leads us to step 2, which is then to take your excited, loyal customers and turn them into a party host. So that's the next natural step, is inviting them to host a party. Not because you need them to, but because they genuinely love Scentsy and you know that they're going to love the party experience as well and that they will benefit from it. So a great host isn't just somebody who wants free products. It's also someone who's already excited about Scentsy and is willing to share that excitement with their friends. So that is how to naturally identify your host. So how do you then transition them into becoming a host? I want to say too, don't get hung up on that word party. There are so many ways that they can be a quote unquote party host for you. So, we're not talking about they have to do an in-home party for you. There's so many different ways that they can be a party host for you. But the first key to transitioning them from a customer into a host is to make it about them and not you. So your customers, they do not care if you need more parties on your calendar. They really don't care if you need to do X number more parties in order to hit your goal. Sometimes they'll help you out for that, but truly that is not an approach that I advocate for. You want to make it about them. They care about getting free and discounted Scentsy products. They care about having fun with their friends. They care about feeling special and involved in something that's fun and exciting. So instead of, hey, I need more parties this month. Do you want to help me out? I don't like that approach at all. Try, hey, Sarah, you're always talking about how much you love Luna or whatever scent it is, right? Would you like to earn some of that for free? I can set up a super simple online Scentsy party for you and your friends, or insert any type of party, any type of event there. Or I know you love your new warmer. You've been sharing about it. Thank you so much. Would you love for me to show you how to get more of your wax bars for free? We could do a quick Scentsy bash. I know your friends would love it. So again, always making it about them and definitely trying to identify their needs and finding the solution, like Wendy said. Absolutely. And then the second thing is you want to offer a really fun, low pressure way for them to host. So this is where it's really important for you to know them a little bit because you want to offer the right type of party for them. Many people say no to hosting because they think it's going to be too much work, or they're going to have to pressure their family and friends to buy, or the type of party that you're offering just doesn't fit with them. You want to make it easy and really fun for them and really fit what they like to do. So there's again a lot of different party types. Facebook or messenger parties, those can be super short and fun with a lot of engagement. You can do text parties, right? You send them a script and they forward it out and collect orders. It's kind of a shopping link style as well. A sip and sniff, that's an in-home party disguised as a as a casual get together, which is fun. No pressure. Coffee or your favorite beverage, some testers, low pressure, super fun. Your shopping perfect for introverts who don't want to host, but would definitely share a link with people they know. You might also have someone do a fundraiser party because they want to earn for a cause instead of for the personal rewards. Flower parties, scent events, links, yes, all of those things, right? There's all kinds of different ways. So maybe you have a really busy customer, but they love Scentsy and you know that they would make a great host. You could say something like, hey, I know life is super crazy for you and busy, so let's just make this super easy. I'll set everything up. Your job is just to invite friends. You're going to get the free Scentsy and they're going to get a fun excuse to shop, and I'm going to do all the work for you. Want to give it a shot? So something really low pressure, really casual, super fun. Okay, you also want to make sure that you're removing the fear of hosting because there are some times where customers are really hesitant to host because they worry that no one's going to buy or that they don't have time. That's a common one, I'm sure. Or they don't know anybody, they don't know enough people. So there's some ways that you can handle these objections. And starting with the one that you hear a lot, what if nobody buys? Well, no worries. Even if just a few people order, you could still possibly earn those rewards. You don't need to know a lot of people, right? You don't need to have a lot of people buy. And I'll help make it fun so your friends are really going to love it. Or I'm too busy. Well, that's why I do all the work. I set up the party, I post everything, and I'm going to guide you step by step. I'm going to make it super easy for you. And not very much time will be asked of you as well. Or, if they say, I don't know enough people, and you could say, gosh, you'd be surprised. Friends, family, coworkers, neighbors. I bet you know more people than you think. Plus, I'm going to show you how to invite people the right way so they're going to want to come to your party. So there's ways that you can get around those objections. The key is you have to be willing to be able to do that. The other thing is, hype up all the benefits of partying. People love feeling exclusive and they love getting rewarded. So when you take your VIPs that already feel special and you make hosting an even better experience for them, then you're more likely to get a yes. So host rewards, show those babies off, right? Post pictures of past rewards, that someone got. Share a testimonial of a successful host and how much they earned in free Scentsy, just by sharing a link with her friends, and ask who wants to be next. You can also, as a consultant, in a one-to-one communication, you can also offer them some extra host bonuses or products from you for hosting. So make it super exciting and fun for them to want to host. So how does hosting connect to recruiting? Well, your host, once you get someone to host for you, you know that they love and that they're willing to share Scentsy. So you're already in the right direction as far as finding someone who is willing to share Scentsy with other people. And let's be honest, running a party is experience as a consultant in a way, right? There's a lot of similarities between running and hosting a party and being a consultant. So they're kind of already halfway there when they're hosting for you. And they get to see how fun it is and how easy it can be to really earn those rewards and just to see the whole experience firsthand. And it absolutely is on the job training for sure. Okay, so when you focus on making your customers feel valued and excited, then hosting becomes a fun experience for them, not a chore. And then once someone hosts, they're just one step closer to joining your team. And so then that leads us to the final step, which is to invite hosts to join as consultants. So once they've hosted a party, as I mentioned, they're already doing many of the things a Scentsy consultant does. They're sharing the products, they're getting their friends excited, and they can see how easy it is to earn rewards. So then the next natural step is inviting them to join you. Now, in order to kind of make that transition more smoothly, you want to recognize the signs of a potential consultant. Tell me in the chat what you look for when you are looking for signs for a good potential consultant. And as you do that, I'll share with you the ones that I thought of. So their excitement about Scentsy. They genuinely love the products and they talk about them often. Yep. They automatically share. Yes. They're engaged during their party or they're engaged with you as a VIP. Their party is successful. They have strong sales, which means that they're doing what they're supposed to do as a host. When they buy more than once a month, yes, that's another good sign. They have some interest in Scentsy, right? They're already thinking about their next order, or they're already planning when they're going to host their next party with you. Also, if they have, let me see if anybody put this, they have a need, right? They have a financial or they have a lifestyle need. So they mention wanting extra income, or they want some flexibility in their life, or they want to meet new people. They want a fun side gig. All of those are clues to you that they potentially would be a good recruit. Friendly and approachable. Yep, absolutely. Okay, I love it. And so those are your clues. And you've built a relationship with them. This is not an out of the blue reach. Now you're going to make that invitation feel natural. So instead of pushing them to join, use a curiosity-based, just really casual approach that again focuses on them and not on you. So here are some ways that you can bring it up just naturally with them. So during their party, okay, you can tell them you're basically already doing what I do. You're sharing Scentsy, you're helping your friends find the products that they love. That's what a consultant does. Have you ever thought about making money from this? So casual, making it about them, just it's natural because you've been working with them. You can also ask them after the party wraps up and tell them what they would have earned if they were the consultant for that party, right? You just earned this amount in host rewards. You could have earned this amount in commission. What if you got paid for this instead of just walking away with free Scentsy? So just kind of planting that seed, asking them if they've ever thought about that. Now, if they love sharing, they've had a great party, but they're hesitant, you can share your belief in them. You can tell them, you are an amazing host. You're one of the best hosts that I've ever had. You already are doing what a consultant does. You show that you love Scentsy. Your friends and your family love it. The only difference between you and me is that I get a paycheck. And I would actually love for you to have the paycheck, right? So it's just that natural way of expressing how much you would love to have them on your team and how good they would be at it. If they have told you that they have some financial needs, you can build off of that. I know you mentioned wanting to earn a little extra for whatever reason. Since it could really be a fun and flexible way to do that without taking a lot of time away. Is that something that you'd be interested in hearing more about? All of those examples that I've given you have ended with some kind of an invitation to learn more or to consider joining, right? But very low pressure and very natural because you've taken time to build that relationship with them. Now, another key to successful recruiting is you're going to get a lot of no's. And if that's okay, but you do also want to try to overcome some of their objections sometimes. So if it's not a flat out no, maybe it's a not yet or oh, I'm not sure. They probably have some fears or some concerns. And if you don't at least make an attempt to try to overcome those, you could be missing out on a really great team member. So the key there is to listen and respond in a way that makes them feel comfortable. So I'm just going to share a couple of quick common objections and some ways that you can overcome those. I know we're getting low on time, but I think this is a really important step because not enough people are willing to do this. They just take that first, no, without ever trying to overcome objections or without ever following up. So tell me in the chat, what do you hear? What are your most common objections to asking people to join your team? One of them that I hear a lot is, well, I'm not a salesperson. I don't like to sell things. We're going to get to the don't have time one, Angie. Yep. Okay. So they say, I'm not a salesperson. Great. Perfect. I'm not either. I just share what I love and people get excited about it. Scentsi's really easy to sell, so you don't have to be pushy. So something as simple as that, right? Okay. I don't have time. That's a common one. That was the first one that came up in the chat. I totally get it. I totally get it. That would be my response to them. You know what? I thought that same thing when I first started. The great thing is you can fit this into whatever time you do have. Even if it's just a few minutes a day, you'll be surprised at how quickly you can build a business in just a few minutes a day. Right? I don't know where to start. Maybe that's a common one. Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you every step of the way, and you'll have access to all of the training that you need. Too many consultants in my area. Yeah. Here's the thing that I would say about that. I know sometimes that can seem to be true because you hear about Scentsy a lot, but honestly, there's not that many consultants concentrated in one individual area, and there's plenty of customers to go around. You probably already have a built-in network of people that that could buy Scentsy from you already. Maybe they tell you, you know what, I just love getting the free products. That's the only reason why I host it. I'm not really interested in the business. And that one, great, no problem at all. That's totally fine. If you love getting free Scentsy, I also love getting paid for sharing it too. So if you're ever interested in learning more, I could show you how easy that would be. That one, I would keep that open for future, right? Okay, so from there, either they're interested and you can show them how simple it is to get started, or you can put them on your list for follow-up for later if they're not ready. If it's no, never contact me again, no worries, bless and release, right? But if you have someone who is interested at this point, you just show them how simple it is to get started. This is when you start talking about the kit and what it costs. Even if we have a great deal going on, you want to get their interest first, and then you want to kind of close the deal with talking about what they'll get in their starter kit and how they're going to earn commissions right away. They can try it out if they want to, right? Like, hey, you're not committing to this forever. Totally fine if you want to just try it out, see if you like it, no pressure at all. Get them started in the best way that feels right for them. And you're going to know what that right way is because you've taken that time to build that relationship with them. And you know what? If they're on the fence, make it feel like it's a very exclusive and special invitation. And that's true because it is, right? You've identified them as a great potential recruit. And so you let them know, I'd love to have you part of my team. I think you'd be absolutely amazing at this. I'm growing my team right now, and I'd love for you to be part of it. So make it feel like their invitation is exclusive, because it absolutely is. Okay, so I could talk about this all day, as you can tell. But a final thought that I want to just leave with you is recruiting is not about convincing people to join your team. If you approach it that way, you're going to sound desperate. It's going to feel icky. It's going to feel salesy. And they're going to be able to tell that you're desperate and that you're trying to convince them. So if you move them through that natural journey of being a loyal, excited customer who loves the products, to being willing to host for you, to then looking at the opportunity, I promise you're going to have greater success than if you're just asking people randomly to join your team. It's about offering an opportunity that makes sense for them. And it's that relationship first approach that will help you attract the right people into your business. And that's what's going to lead to a really strong and engaged and growing team. So I want to leave you with a call to action. I want you to think about who in your customer base loves Scentsy the most. Who are your most engaged customers or hosts that love ordering, that love sharing, have even hosted parties for you, or would be willing to host parties for you. And those are your next potential recruits. And so decide, what is the next step for them? Is it strengthen the relationship and then invite, or are they ready for an invitation? So you decide, but remember this, your next team member is probably waiting for you to ask. So I believe in you guys. You're all amazing. I cannot wait to see your teams grow. And thank you guys so much for letting me spend. I took more time than I was supposed to. I'm so sorry about that. But thank you for inviting me and letting me share a few minutes with you guys today.
Oh, Sydney, that was so good. You are so appreciated. Thank you for your time and your training and your knowledge. You have so much knowledge that is just like another untapped resource, I feel like. So we just appreciate you
Oh,
so
thank you.
much.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
My pleasure.
awesome. Well, you can pop off. We're just gonna do a closing or you can stay and hang, your
Hey,
choice. Um,
I'll pop off. Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And if you are watching the replay, we know so many of you have, 9 to 5s or other things that keep you busy during the day. So that is why we are doing the recording so that you can watch this. And I just wanted to remind you guys too, if you haven't joined the chat that's part of our group, join that and connect with each other because that is such a valuable resource. I might even say invaluable. But I wanted to also remind you in that chat, we have the open Zoom link for you guys. So again, we know so many of you have daytime conflicts and you cannot join on these Zooms that we do live. Please utilize that to schedule something with other people who are in the same situation so you can still have that connection. You can brainstorm. It is an open link. I think it says it's scheduled for Tuesdays only, but that's a lie. You can use it whenever. You don't need a specific host on there. It'll just pop you into the Zoom. You guys can have your own cubicle, your own chat, and it is really a resource that is there for you guys to connect with each other. And we really hope that you use it. We're not going to be like monitoring it. It's not something for us. It is literally there for you guys. So with that being said, do any of the other SSDs have anything to add? I know it's spring break for a lot of us. I don't know if you've seen my kids popping in and out. I know Whitney's at the jump park with her kids. We've all got a lot going on. So we just appreciate your time too. Jen, I saw you
I actually
unmute.
do have a
Yeah.
tiny little story that I can share. Did I unmute you? Yes, I did. Okay. So, you know me, I'm the story girl for those of you who know me, but I just wanted to share this with you. I had nothing to do with direct sales before I started. I was a dental hygienist. I had a great job. There was no way I was ever going to go into anybody's house and do parties. And somebody talked me into doing a pampered chef party. And the pampered chef lady told me that I was so fun and that I'd be really good at this. And I was actually a tiny bit offended because I was like, as if this lady thinks I'm going to go into people's houses and cook. Like that is never anything that I'm going to do. But what's amazing is she changed my life. It took me 2 years before I needed to make extra money. And I always remembered her complimenting me, even though I kind of pretended to myself that, oh, you know what? This is like crazy that this 70-year-old woman thinks I'm going to go into people, Jen stories, I know. I'm going to go into people's houses and sell stuff. But boy, did that stick with me. And when I was desperate to make some extra money, guess what I did? I Googled home party businesses and I picked Scentsy because it had a cute font back then in 2008. We loved that Sister Frisky font. And I joined Scentsy on a Google ad literally because the Pampered Chef lady told me I would be really good at selling stuff. So I had never sold anything. So remember that. Compliment everyone. That is my goal in life. Everyone I come upon, you guys know, like all of the, like Wendy. Wendy is the ultimate complimenter. When you're around Wendy, you feel so good about yourselves. Be like Wendy. Like learn to compliment. You will know one thing. You will always find one thing you like about every person that you meet, and that makes them feel good. Just tell everybody you meet one kind thing, and then they follow you. And then every time they see you, they're like, "Oh my gosh, that girl is so nice. She's always so nice to me." And eventually, when they need help or they're in a situation that and they know that you have something to help them, they will come to you. I've had people come to me after 10 years, honest to God. I've had people join Scentsy after they've watched me for 10 years sell and they knew that what I had could help them. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. Don't be afraid to share with people. Remember, no, when people say no to you, it doesn't mean no, never. It means not right now, or I don't know enough yet. You've got to keep sharing and don't be afraid because nobody will ever, ever get mad at you because you complimented them. So don't just say join Scentsy. Tell them why you think they would be good and they'll never be offended. Okay, that's all. Story time with Jen.
Dude, so true. And guys, be authentic. People know. If they're having a bad hair day, they know it. And if don't tell them like your hair looks great if it doesn't. Please, like be authentic. People know, and the best way you can start talking to someone is truly by complimenting them. Whether you like their shoes, you're gonna find some common ground with someone, right? I mean, sometimes people tell me they like the color of my hair, and I'm like, wow, okay, thanks. It's just blonde, but but they want to find a common ground with me. That's what people are trying to do. And my therapist, life coach, told me the other day that he is in droves meeting so many people, not online anymore, but in person. Those of you guys that have watched my training know I'm a huge online person. Like, I love to meet people on Facebook. That's my thing. I've built my business that way. But I will tell you guys that I have social anxiety, and when I have been out, I have been purposefully looking at everyone when I'm on my walk with my dog and saying, good morning, good afternoon, how are you? What a beautiful day. I feel like Mr. Rogers sometimes, but I'm doing it anyways because when you have your head down, and so many of us that have anxiety have our head, you guys know what I'm talking about. We're looking down at the ground. We're not looking around. We don't want to think about the crowd that we're in. I challenge you guys this. For those of you guys that feel that way, I challenge you to hold your head up for 3 weeks. Give yourself 21 days to make it become a habit, right? Give yourself 3 weeks of holding your head up, looking at people, and smiling. That's all I want you to do is smile. If you can't say hello, then don't stretch yourself that far. Stretch yourself as far to look up and literally smile at someone. A smile is an open invitation, right? Start there. And then for those of you guys that are like, shit, I got this. I can smile at people. I want you guys to go a step further. And I want you guys to say hello. I want you guys to compliment them. I want you guys to start that conversation. You are out there. You're not a shark looking for meat. You are out there looking for friends, okay? I have to always say shark because I live on an island. So obviously that's my worst fear is getting in the water and being eaten by a shark. I don't know why I live here. But anyways, so I want you guys to open yourselves up. Quit being in COVID stance like we have been for the last 3 years. It's over. It's done. It's behind us. And now it's time to talk to people. If you haven't done a home party, go do one. Go do three. Go do three because one might not work out, right? So we go do three. If you haven't done a live online party and gone live in your party, go live. Go do something that helps you connect with people. I challenge you guys to meet one new person a day. It might be of somebody in public. It might be somebody in an online group. It might be somebody in a party that you didn't know that you want to friend and just message them, oh my gosh, I love your profile pic. Oh my gosh, I see you've been to Greece. I'm going to Greece too with Sensi. I don't care what you talk about. Just start connecting with people. Connection is key in this business. We are in network marketing. If you, I'm going to end with this. I fear doing these things every day and I do them scared. Why? Because I quit a 9 to 5 job and I fear more going back to a 9 to 5 job than I do talking to that stranger. Let me say that again. I fear more going back, whatever you fear, you don't have to be like me, but I do because I hate working with women and that's who I work. Okay. I love you guys. I don't hate women. Don't go around saying Andy Teeter hates women. I cannot stand some sorts of types of micromanaging women. And that's usually who I would end up working with, a 9 to 5 job, right? I do not want to go back to that 9 to 5 job and work with people like that because I'd much rather work with nice people like you guys. And in order to stay here, I have to face my fears and talk to strangers. Because why? Let's say it one more time to close. I fear going back to whatever it is that I hated more than I fear talking to that stranger. Okay? Challenge accepted. I want to see everybody going like this. You're going to go talk to strangers and you're going to do it scared with me, right? Like I have hives. I'm already breaking out in hives thinking about it. Okay? So I'm scared too, guys. Let's do it scared. I love you guys.
Awesome. I'm sweating now thinking about that too. Hope you guys have a super rad week. Please accept and do the challenges because we ask these things of you because we have done them and or are doing them and we want to see you grow. We want to see you grow. My husband's a creep. Um he was just in the back. It's fine. You don't need to worry about it. You can watch the replay if you want to see him. Um we want you guys to grow. We are here for you and that threw me off. I hope you guys have a super rad day. Let's connect in the chat. Make sure you schedule Zoom with each other, hang out, talk to each other, help each other grow businesses. And like, let's do this together. We love you guys. Talk soon.